Sunday, February 22nd, 2026, Escondido, California, 12:30 p.m. The past week here in Southern California, the weather was overcast, heavy rains with highs in the 50s, and that was preceded by several days of heavy spraying, in similar fashion to how this trail that we're currently looking at is being sprayed. So just 2 days ago here on Friday, the high was 58 degrees. And yesterday on Saturday, I noticed heavy spraying with temperatures in the mid to high 60s. And today is another day of spraying, and it's significantly warmer. It's 80 degrees. And into next week, it's also going to be in the 80s. And so it is clear that this spraying is a form of weather modification, climate engineering. The media completely gaslights on this topic, suggesting that these are no more than contrails or ice particles being emitted by the plane engines and the humidity of the air and lingering in the air. Later in this video, I'll show that that's not the case. These people are liars. Anyone who claims that these trails are not deliberate and coordinated is lying to you. Whether they're in the know and are intentionally covering it up, or even if it's done out of ignorance or ego, dismissive, undiscerning attitude, that all amounts to being a liar because it's clear. Do not let these people gaslight you. By the way, I did not place this sticker here that reads "Ban Climate Engineering." It's very rare that you would meet anyone who recognizes the lines in the sky, so I'd be very interested to know who put that sticker there. I regularly play basketball at this park, and this is the first time that I've seen that sticker on the backboard. I will say I've had some interesting encounters here at this park, and I have mentioned the trails to several people, and they just go silent when you talk about it, or they try to change the subject. Anyway, as mentioned, a primary purpose for the spraying is weather modification, and the weather can be influenced in either direction, hot or cold, and also the humidity conditions as well, dry or wet. It's a matter of what substances or chemicals, elements are being sprayed or dispersed into the atmosphere. And it's not necessarily a secret as to the chemical makeup of these trails, as all of the relevant patents involved are openly accessible in the public record, and these disclose all of the materials and technology utilized. So to heat the atmosphere, they're injecting metallic salts, such as barium oxide, aluminum oxide, iron oxide, which can be heated by either a radio frequency coming from the ground or satellite, such as in U.S. patent number 4,686,605, which is also known as HARP, or by absorbing the solar energy and re-emitting it as thermal energy, creating a greenhouse effect, such as in U.S. patent number 4,373,330. And to cool the climate, they're injecting materials that either absorb heat from the air to force ice crystals to form, such as silver iodide in U.S. patent 3,126,155, or materials that reflect the sunlight, such as sulfur dioxide in U.S. patent 4,412,654, and which in this case prevents the ground from warming. So yes, all of these patents can easily be searched and looked into further, and there are many, many more. These are just examples that have been given. So yes, consistently one can observe the grid-like coordinated trails which are dispersing these substances that were mentioned to create, whether it's hot or cold conditions. And here you can see a plane that's at a similar altitude as the plane earlier that was putting out a persistent trail. However, this trail is a contrail. In other words, it's quickly dissipating as the plane moves on its trajectory, it's not persistent like that trail that it just crossed, for example. It's not lingering, it's not staying in the air, it's quickly disappearing. And a common argument used to dismiss the true nature of these trails is that these are just crystallized water vapor caused by the plane's engines and the humidity in the air. So if that were the case, then the plane that's currently passing by should be leaving behind a persistent trail. But it's not, it's disappearing instantly, so this is a contrail. But if all persistent trails were simply water vapor that were sustained in the air for hours due to atmospheric conditions or humidity, then it should be happening for all planes passing by a certain area on a given day, or at least within a relatively short window of time when the weather is the same. In other words, this proves that the persistent trails are composed of particulate matter, and in this case, metal oxides, which are specifically designed to linger and spread out and blanket or veil the sky. So as it was mentioned, a direct purpose of the spraying is to specifically cover or blot out the sun. And this has physical as well as spiritual implications. The physical body utilizes sunlight for its well-being. In the spiritual sense, light is truth, and the sun is the primary source of light in the physical realm. So to obscure the sun is to symbolically make truth inaccessible. It does not reach down to the population. Now, the Lord Jesus Christ, who is God, is the source of all truth. So then, in Him, this is not a real concern. This is all known to happen, it's supposed to happen, and He prevails over all of this. So be blessed and have a great day.